Have you just bought your first house?
Tired of the same boring decor?
You're in luck. You'll take to the skies with the brilliant genius of the House of Vettii. Please welcome our projector board, which we have brilliantly named Bob.
For the small price of $8.95, you too can boast the title to your own abode, fully equipped with beautifully detailed wall paintings and a personal guardian deity endowed with massive power and grace. The House of Vettii's design is based on Vitruvian Roman architectural theory, and its many decorative paintings are placed between the 3rd and 4th styles of Pompeian wall painting. It belongs to the era of the Roman Republic.
The paintings are quite varied because they weren't all painted at the same time. Most of the paintings depicted mythological events and characters, such as Hercules strangling serpents and also the death of the Greek hero Pentheus, who has a whole room named after him, but I still have no idea what he did.
Anyways, one of the rooms you're going to see the most of is Ixion Room, for which if you'd so kindly go to the Khan Academy, you can take a virtual tour of. It has 3 walls and is an example of the 4th style of wall paintings which incorporated all of the previous styles. Elements of the 1st style come in the form of marble imitations, and the chiaroscuro is from the 2nd style. The framing of the paintings with large monochrome borders and floral motifs is part of the 3rd style.
But the true question is, what was the house for? I mean, yes, people lived in it, but come on, this is the AP Art History curriculum. Is anything ever really that surface level?
Typically, houses like this are designed to reinforce the social hierarchy by affirming the owner's social position while displaying their wealth. In doing so, their clients and dependents also experience community benefits.
In this case, the House of Vettii was built for the Vettii brothers, who were former slaves that had been freed and subsequently attained positions of prominence. To display this prominence, they built the House of Vettii. Let's go over some of the most important features of this piece of architecture.
Technically speaking, the House of Vettii is a Roman townhouse called a domus. It was built on top of the previous house, and it actually kept some of the parts in the wings, which are known as alae, and one of the doorways.
There are 2 large central halls called atria, and an atrium which has a basin for collecting rainwater called an impluvium at the center. You can also have access to the peristyle, which is an open courtyard surrounded by fluted door columns through a set of folding doors. The design of the house itself is very symmetrical, and even its decorations are as well. You've got basins, fountains, and statues that sort of mirror each other in placement in the courtyard.
And another important part of the house is the vestibule, which guests would walk through when entering the house. The vestibule contains 2 stronghold boxes containing the Vettii brothers' wealth, and is meant to display their power to the guests. The box is accompanied by a picture of Priapus, a protector deity that guards the treasures from robbers.
It is also speculated that Priapus' weighing of his phallic member using a scale is meant to represent the Vettii brothers' own ambitions. The wall paintings in general in the House of Vettii are very interesting. We've got Erote riding a crab and Cupids depicted in various occupations holding scales and hammering away.
The paintings were both entertainment and a show of power, influence, and culture. But more importantly, it was depicting the many occupations that allowed freedmen like the Vettii brothers to gain their wealth, status, and freedom.
The House of Vettii also very importantly lacks a tablinum, which is like an office space and was used to accommodate business guests. This is speculated to be because they were freedmen, and they didn't really need a private study space. As they were freedmen, they didn't really have people visiting them as often for business-related reasons. So the open design of the house itself reflects their vibrant social life and their interest in entertaining guests.
This is supported by the fact that the house has a very large dining room called the Room of the Cupids because of the Cupid friezes, and the wall paintings would have entertained the guests.
Other features of the house are the mirrored rooms, like the north and south ala wings, and cubics that surround the vestibule and line the sides of the atrium. There are also exedra on both sides, which are rectangular niches with a raised seat. Guests would have entered the entrance with the vestibule because they need to see the boxes of wealth, of course. What a flex.
We also have the Iacus, which is a large room or hall surrounded by columns. Similar to an atrium, except it's not open on top. It kind of ruins the symmetry a bit though. Other notable features are the peristyle and the viridarium, which is the garden. Of course, there are more private areas of the house like the bedrooms, service area, and lararium, but the lararium is a small private chapel where household deities would be placed for devotional practice. Connections to other works in art history, perhaps?
Now the question is, why is this house special when compared to the other wonders of the ancient world?
Well, the answer lies in its location. Pompeii, Italy is the site of the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. The eruption preserved the house with volcanic ash, which is why it remains in such good condition. Thus, researchers are able to utilize it to study ancient Roman architecture.
So it was special only because of circumstance?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way.